A month with the Liverpool Warriors of many years, and here on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, down the road from Liverpool High School, we're back with Liverpool Warriors Boys Lacrosse and Head Coach Mike Felice, your fearless leader. Please give him a round of applause, showing some love.
Thank you, Dan. Appreciate you guys out there.
So, your family color-coded, but you did not.
Yeah, this is what happens. This is like my life. They all wear something the same and they figure something out.
So, do they normally tell you and you just say, I'm not going to color code, or?
No, usually it's all picked out and I don't have to really think about it. My wife takes care of it and I just wear what she tells me.
Fair enough. Now, your youngest has a bunch of tattoos.
Oh, yeah.
She told me that she ran out of tattoos to share with you. If you got a tattoo in a couple weeks, what would that if you could put anything on yourself, Mike, what tattoo would you get and where?
I probably would have right here on my chest, I would say, one of my favorite quotes, "Nobody cares, work harder."
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
I'll probably go with that.
Nobody cares, work harder. I like that.
Just like a little reminder every time I look down.
And right by your heart.
Right by my heart. Yep.
I like that. All right. So you've heard your guys speak about this team. No quit. Don't count us out. The best is yet to come. We're not done yet. And like I just talked with Gavin and Owen about, they backed it up. What's it like to watch this story unfold? Up here with me weeks ago and said,
I knew that they had this ability inside of them. We talked about it especially this senior group, we've talked about it for a long time, about what we're capable of, what we can do. And at one point, when they referenced maybe not freshman year, but we were talking about it then of like what we can do as we start to build over the years. And, saying it's one thing, but actually doing it's another. And they got it done. And once playoffs came around, for the section, these guys had a drive to them that I knew when we were playing that we were going to win, just because of the look in their eyes, and they just didn't they just were like, we're doing this. There wasn't a doubt in their mind that we weren't going to win that game. So that's that flip of the switch that I noticed, and the difference with these guys is once it came playoff time, it was just different. The focus was different, the energy was different, the determination was different. The seniors stepped up huge. They started taking over huddles, taking over timeouts. I'll call a timeout, and some of these guys start running the timeouts, and I don't say anything. So and that's a self-led team, and that really comes from that senior group that we have. And it's a great thing for the younger guys to see too, because that's how you can lead your team when you get older, when you go up the ranks. It's exactly how these seniors have this year. It's a very powerful thing, and when you're self-led like that, great things happen.
Like you said, when you call a timeout, when you have a break in the action, you don't have to run anything because they're doing it. How quickly did that happen this season that you started to see, like, you know what? I should just take a pause here and see what these guys say, see what they do. How quickly did you start to see them show that?
Well, for being honest, I feel like I took a pause last year with our senior group last year, because they were part of that group that we had as freshmen. They were sophomores, so at that moment, those really started to, that senior group that we had last year really started to help create that culture along with these guys. When they're a year younger than them, their junior year last year, watching that happen and being part of it, and they were contributing to it as well. So that was pretty cool to see that unfold.
And like you said, that leadership that has come through here, when you look at those leaders and you look at the seniors that you have and that support that you get from them, what has been your proudest moment this season so far?
Well, obviously winning sectional championship, that's so far the best one. But I would say the growth of these guys from when we played our first game till now is night and day. I mean, you can't even put a measurement on it, a barometer on it. I mean, it's from where we were when we played at Marcellus our first game till now. It's a completely different team in every facet of our being and our game, everything. There's just like, I don't know who that team was. I'm glad we're the new team that we are, and it wasn't just like a switch either of just getting there. It was just like it was a journey through that whole season, and it was tough. I mean, we had some really good games we played, really tough schedule, and to battle through that and to get better while you're battling through it. Because I've been with teams that they play against tough competition, they fold, and then that kind of is the trend as you start to continue through your season. But these guys are not like that. They embraced the challenge, they wanted the challenge, and they got better through the challenge, which I think is what's really helped us right now. And I know I keep saying our seniors, but to win 3 games when you were a freshman, to playing in 3 section titles and winning one and now playing in a state Final Four, I mean, that's my favorite moment, seeing that happen, that growth like that.
Well, like you said, it doesn't happen overnight.
No.
There's the whole reality of being consistently good, not occasionally great. What pillars of this team collaborated to create that consistently good culture?
People-wise, or what?
Just what you saw through the group of people, either individuals doing things or as a collective. What were the ingredients to success, essentially, of being consistently good, not occasionally great?
Well, we had some tough conversations too. I think through that with some of our older guys, we talked about some things, and they weren't easy things to talk about who's committed, who's not, who's all in, who's not, and how do we get those guys that aren't in, So they had some very honest opinions or comments back. They had some very honest feedback, and then they ran with that, and we supported them with it. And like Owen was saying about, there were some practices where we're just like, you guys tell us what we want to do. Like you're in there, your boots are on the ground. Like, what do you think we need to do? So we started giving more of that to them, to run with it and see what would happen. And we definitely saw an improvement when they started to take that ownership more too. And I think a little positive peer pressure helps. Just having expectations and holding guys accountable, like amongst themselves.
Well, and you talked to the guys talked about that there were so many conversations.
Oh yeah.
And that it came from the coaches and it came from each other.
Yep.
Those conversations that they had amongst themselves, just watching that unfold, like you said, some positive peer pressure and some tough love, seeing that element to it, seeing these guys go, hey, it's not just our coaching staff that's going to tell us what we need to do. Like, we have to have these individual conversations, team conversations, for you to be the leader of this program and to see them take that responsibility. Just what you saw out of those moments where they were saying, no, this is unacceptable. We're not going to laugh this off in practice.
Well, I think that's what creates the culture. I think everything you just said, I think that's what creates the culture. And, there really has been a culture over the past, 3-4 years here that has been something I haven't seen. And it's because of that self-leadership, leading from within, like internally from players. And I feel like hearing it from your peers is a lot more powerful at times than hearing it from your coach. So when you start to hear, the same thing from your peers that you're hearing from your coach, or even different things, I feel like that's a powerful thing on a team. And they know each other so that they know who they can get on, they know who they can't get on, and they know who they got to have conversations with and not, jump on them. So I think that's an important balance too.
To know that you're going to be on the sidelines at SUNY Cortland for the Final Four of the New York State Boys Lacrosse playoffs tomorrow, just what's going through your head right now?
I'm so excited. I mean, these opportunities aren't something that just happened. The last time we were in this situation was 35 years ago. So just to think about that, it's not something that just happens. It's not something that there's 35 years of teams that haven't had this opportunity. And prior to that, probably another 35 years that haven't had that opportunity. So 2 teams in the history of our whole program doing what we're doing right now. That's a fun thing. That's not a pressure thing, in my opinion. That's just embrace the moment, have fun, play loose, smiles on our faces, and once that happens, when that starts to happen, good things happen to us.
Gavin said this is, as much as it's the Final Four, it's just another game.
Yeah.
When you hear that, just what that means to you, that these guys are not letting the moment overtake them, but they're trying to take the moment over.
100%. They know it's right there, and they just got to take it. They know it. I mean, you heard them say that they feel like they're the better team, that we got the advantage, and I 100% agree with them. And when we come to play, there's not a team that's going to beat us on our schedule. And we've lived that this whole year, and they know it. And just believing that, having them believe that in themselves, I mean, that's a powerful thing. When you know that you can do something, and your whole group knows that you can do something, I mean, you're not. It's hard to be stopped when everyone's all in for, want that belief, and that's definitely what's happening right now.
I gotta ask you, Coach, who's rocking the blonde hair the best in your opinion?
There's some special ones out there, I'll tell you that. Steve, I loved yours, like right when you came out fresh, like that's a nice one. Brendo, I love yours, man. You look good. There's so many out there. I know. I'm looking down there. I see buckets over here. Yeah.
Mason's his best one, for being honest.
Mason, yeah. I mean,
Mason takes care of you.
well, that's the best part. Yeah. It's almost like a Hulk Hogan look. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. It looks good.
Some of your guys look like old school wrestlers in the WWE.
Yes, absolutely.
That's what I see. So, do you like the shaved on the sides and the kind of like the mullet? Because some of them have dedicated themselves to a mullet style.
Hey, if it works, I say you just rock it. If it works, you go with it. I love it.
Would you ever business in the front, party in the back, mullet?
It would probably take me some time to grow it, but if I could, yes, 100%.
You would rock the mullet.
Well, for a situation like this, yes.
Yeah.
Not in my regular everyday life, but if for a special occasion, absolutely.
Yeah, doing it for the guys.
Doing it for the boys.
So, for you, we talk about what you've done and being the leader of this program, but you have people that have helped you.
Oh, yeah.
What can you say to the support that you have this season, the support you've had along the way? Rome wasn't built in a day type of feel to it. So what do you want to say to those that have been on the sidelines with you?
Yeah, I'll start way back when I first started. I came into a very loving situation with a former coaching staff, 2 coaching staffs removed, with Coach Quilty, Coach Sardella, Coach Wolf, guys that were coaching for 35 years. I step in, and they legit were my rock through everything, because I didn't know really, I didn't know anything how to run a program my first year. I had no clue. And to have guys like them help me through that and show me what to do, and we used to call it like monthly or daily, like Dr. Phil sessions, because I would call them up and be like, hey, what's going on here? Like, how do we do this? Or what am I missing? Or, so those guys, when they left, they still didn't stop talking to me.
Yeah.
Because they knew I relied on them, and they knew that they had a big role in developing me as a person and as a coach, and they molded my coaching career, and then being able to add coaches with different ideas, philosophies, energies throughout that career made me even more confident in our program. Having a guy like Rob with us, he's been able to coach his son for the past 4 years, and you would never know that they're father son, because there's that coaching part of it, and it's not let's take it easy on Gavin. It's like we let Gavin have it, So it's a good thing, and coaches' defensive philosophies, and we're on the same page with everything that we do. Coach kind of brings so many great ideas to us as a program that I wouldn't have even thought of.
Yeah.
You know, and to be able to use those ideas, and I'm like, wow, man, this is great. You know, just defensively, just, you know, we're bringing music to practice, you know, just the whole outlook on our games, just our program as a whole, our future. To have a guy like Rob is something I can't even put into words more than what I just said. I mean, it's just like it's a very special thing. And you know, Jamie Campagna too, who he was a former player of mine. He's our goalie coach.
Yeah.
He's been with us for a while, and you know, even to learn, you know, you're learning from guys that you were coaching.
Yeah.
You know, I coached him when he was junior and senior in high school, and now he's on staff, and I'm learning from him. You know, so it's a pretty cool thing just to get pieces of knowledge to build, you know, your own, I guess, self with, you know, the coaching aspect of things. And so to have that support of those guys, and you know, just the program wouldn't be where it is without the guys I just spoke about. You know, because like you said, it's not getting done by just me. It's not getting done in a day. It's not getting done in a night. And it's having players too, to be able to help create that culture that you have a vision of.
Yeah.
And to have the support of, you know, guys like Rob and Jamie to help support that is huge, you know.
And I think a lot of the success came from Rob bringing over the fruit tarts for dessert last time.
Kelly Kenna.
Yeah. So, you know, there's something to be said about that. I should have taken more.
Yeah, they were good.
They were very good.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he should be charging for that. Did you make them, or who made them?
My wife did.
Your wife. So can we shout out your wife? What's her first name?
Kelly.
Kelly? Where's Kelly? Is Kelly here?
Yeah.
Kelly, I just want to have the fruit tarts when this team wins a New York State title. That's what you can do that? All right. They were incredible. Your husband took all the credit when he brought them in. He did. So, all right, Coach, we're going to play some rapid fire.
All right.
You got the first question.
What is your favorite board game?
Oh, wow. I have so many board games.
Best one. How about this? We'll give you the top two.
Okay. Definitely Trouble.
Okay.
My mom came over to the house a couple weeks ago, and we were having pizza and wings, and she was like, let's play Trouble. And like, we used to play that when I was little, and my mom is very competitive, like in a funny way with me, like how my grandmother always had been, so that was fun. So I would say Trouble and probably Clue. I feel like I've gotten to the point with Clue where I can tell you what's in the envelope before we start playing. It's like this weird X-ray vision thing. I don't know. Because there's certain people it always was, and I figured it out. So probably Clue. I think I'm good at deciphering that stuff. All right, Coach. Coach, what is this season's funniest moment with this team?
Funniest moment. Yeah.
Coach Kenna's face shows that he has an idea.
No, I don't have
You
an
don't?
No,
Okay.
I'm kind of blanking right now too.
Funniest moment.
What do you got, Mish?
Mish, you got a funny moment?
Can't talk about it.
He's got one he can't share.
I mean, Sal did yak on Mars today. I didn't throw up. Mish made a joke and I laughed and water came out my mouth on Mars. No, all of the water, not just a little bit. I was trying to get some water. Mish said the wrong thing.
I don't know, honestly. Rob, you got anything?
How about this one, Coach? Who are the top 3 most late student athletes?
on the team.
the tardy list, so to speak.
Honestly, we don't really. I mean, we got guys that come down from the trainers, but that's not like technically elite.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you did have that. Kwai, you might have had. You might be on that list. I would say Kwai.
Okay.
Other than that, we're pretty good, honestly. I mean, they're pretty good.
All right.
Oh yeah. All right, he's the one. You're the two. All right, he's the one.
Okay.
All right.
What's your next question for me, Coach?
Next question. If you were, do you have any inventions in your mind that you would say, hey, I wish that this should be my next thing, like an invention, like something like,
Yeah.
not a business idea, like
An invention.
An invention, like this would have made my life so much easier.
I want to make a real working Iron Man suit. I want to create an Iron Man suit, and I want to be able to put it on and fly around. I don't know how to go about it, but there's nothing that I think I can't do.
Okay,
So I'd like to have an Iron Man suit.
I like that.
Yeah. I don't know where I'd find an arc reactor, but I could find a battery. So that'd be nice to have an Iron Man suit. All right, going back to you on this one, Coach. If you were putting together a superhero team, what 3 superheroes, DC, Marvel, anything, would you put together if you were like the leader? You were the one that brought this initiative together. What 3 superheroes would you choose from the comic books?
I love Deadpool. I think it's.
Do you think Disney's going to kill this movie? Kind of?
Yeah.
Yeah. I will walk out of the theater. I promise you I'll walk
Yeah.
out. I already bought tickets, and if that movie got Disneyfied, I'm out.
I would go also the Hulk. I like
Okay.
him.
Deadpool, the Hulk, I like this team.
And I would probably. I'm trying to think here. I got a couple in my mind, but I'll go with. Can you go wrong with Superman?
No, you can't go wrong with
Can't go.
Superman.
That's a safe one, right?
Superman, Deadpool, and the Hulk. That's
Yeah. How about that?
That's some type of team.
That's a lineup right there.
That's a well, one can't die. Hulk kind of can't die, and
Yeah.
Superman without kryptonite, he's good. You got a pretty unstoppable force
I
there.
like it.
All right, you get one final question, and then I get one.
One final.
Yeah, you get. This is your last one, and then I got one.
All right. Do fantasy car.
Fantasy car.
Any sort of car that you could have or buy, what would it be?
A DeLorean, and I would want to time travel. I want a DeLorean, I really do.
Okay.
Because I want those doors,
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
and I want to be able to time travel, and I don't drink soda anymore, so I want to take my soda and be able to use it as my gas, so
you
I
go.
don't have to pay for gas anymore.
Seems like you've thought about this.
In the moment, I did. I'm an ad-lib guy. All right, Coach.
I love it.
What is your favorite moment with your daughters so far?
Oh, I have so many. I would say I just love being with them. We went to Disney. That was awesome. We had a great time. And just to see their faces with the parade and see the characters and go on the rides. That was a pretty special time. I really enjoyed that with them.
Yeah.
And then I just enjoyed just hanging out with them and just swimming in the pool or just around the house or just spending time with them.
Just really anything,
That's
right?
it, yeah.
Being a
Just-
dad.
I would say that. I mean, Disney would be that would be up there. That was fun. We had a good time.
With that being said, Head Coach Mike Felice, myself, Dan Tortora, wake-up call here every month at Avicolli, 7839 Oswego Road with the Liverpool Warriors, honoring the Liverpool Warriors Boys Lacrosse team with an opportunity in the state semis to get into the state title game. In over 30 years, we've been waiting on this, so give Coach a round of applause here.
And thank you so much for always taking care of us and always taking the opportunity to bring us on the show to get a little love. We really appreciate that.
Yeah, well, no, I appreciate you guys. It doesn't happen without you. It doesn't happen with the spotlight. So, shout out to all the guys. Give yourselves a round of applause. You worked hard. Thank you, Coach.
Yeah, thank you. Did you have one more or no?